Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Infinite Crypto Cruisers. Hey there, folks. My name is Brad Varnell, and this is the Infinite Crypto YouTube channel. So excited to have you on here. If this is your first time on the channel, smash that like button and consider giving me a subscribe by the end of this video. If you had some fun, if you enjoyed the alpha, and if you think you would like to continue learning from me and all of my good friends here. You know, today I noticed we got a lot of fantastic people in the chat. We've got Nay-Anna-Dana. Nay-Anna-Dana, welcome. I think I finally figured out how to say that correctly, hopefully. Dave, welcome to the chat and welcome to the channel, Dave. Good to have you. Mr. Eric Bernstein and John Magpoli. John Magpoli. I hope I'm saying that right. We got Mr. Dave P in the house. Thank you. I think that you and Eric are both set up to be admins if I need you. Chucks, welcome, Chucks. Seen you every single stream for quite a while now. I hope you guys are all doing fantastic. And the reason that I put this here in the chat, we're going to start off with this. The reason that I put this here in the chat, folks, is I personally believe that most of us aren't dreaming big enough. That might include you. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe you are dreaming big enough. But folks, I was born in 1973. I'm 51 years old, and I remember growing up as a teenager in the late 80s, early 90s. Being a millionaire was a big deal. If you were a millionaire, you could afford, you know, some of the most expensive cars. You could have a very, very nice house. You could pretty much live a dream life with $1 million. But folks, that's not the case anymore. Yet here we are, you know, 30 years later, 25 years later since 1990. Man, my math, 35 years later since 1990. And most people still get really excited about being a millionaire. And folks, there's nothing wrong. Being a millionaire is definitely a great place to start. I just want to try to expand your mind a little bit. You know, some of you have just seen over the last 4 or 5 years how the prices of everything has gone up. So let's just say we'll forget about 35 years. Let's just look at the last 5 years. If you had $1 million 5 years ago, that would be roughly worth, in my opinion, about half right now. I think that most things, a lot of things in life have gone up by double over the last 5 years. And maybe that's a little bit of an exaggeration. Not everything's gone up double, but the prices of a lot of stuff, housing has gone up a ton. So if you had $1 million in 2020 and now you were trying to buy a house in 2025, you may or may not be able to get as good of a house. And long story short, though, folks, during the 2021 bull market, I became a millionaire for the first time in my life. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was way better than not. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, if you're, struggling to make ends meet, having even just 100,000 or 200,000, it feels like a lot. In fact, I'll never forget the first day that I was going through and adding up my portfolio. And back then we had a tool called Blockfolio that I believe, FTX bought that out and it became the FTX, folio or whatever. But back in the day, we had Blockfolio and I had multiple different portfolios set up on it. And all of a sudden, one day I realized that I was up over $100,000 in crypto. And man, that was an exciting day. And I was never able, during that bull market, I was spending money somewhat freely. And I already didn't have a job. I was already full-time crypto. I hadn't really started the YouTube channel yet. I was just a crypto guy. Was just investing, was finding private sales, finding new tokens to get into. I was flipping things around. I talk about how on my inner circle, I turned $3,000 into 75, 80 grand in just a couple of days by getting involved with the Gains platform. So I talk about gains a lot on this channel, but back then they didn't even have a token yet. They just had a private Telegram group that I had been invited to. I'd participated in some of their private sales, probably participated in maybe 10, 15 of their private sales at this point, maybe even not that many, maybe 5 to 10. And long story short, they decided to create a token. And I was able to get in on the pre-sale. I'll never forget. I bought that token at, I want to say it was 3 cents when it went live, and I was able to get $3,000 worth of that token. Is that right? I got 75,000 tokens. Maybe it was 4 cents. What's $3,000 divided by 4 cents? Let's see how many tokens that is. So I'm not giving you guys any bad math. 3,000 divided by 0.470. Oh, maybe it's 0.004. 3,000 divided by 0.004. No, why in the world? Oh, I see what I'm doing wrong. Guys, don't worry. If you're not good at math, it took me 3 tries. The first time I did 3,000 divided by 40. And then the second time I did it divided by 0.004. And this time I'm going to go ahead and do it by 0.04. Goodness gracious. 75,000. So I got in it at 4 cents a token. Because I had just started my YouTube channel and I had a big OTC group on Telegram, I was able to get $3,000 worth of this token. It was kind of funny. My buddy who had invited me to the group and who had been a part of the group for a long time, had done way more sales with them than me. He only got $1,000 worth in this private sale, but because I did a good job of selling myself and promoting, my ability to, be a mouthpiece for this company, they gave me $3,000. Well, long story short, folks, when it launched up to 75, 80 cents the very first day. And I actually goofed up a little bit. Excuse me, I got a little bit of an itchy eye here. I kind of goofed up. I was newer to crypto, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with ever taking profits, but man, the ability to turn 3,000 into 75, 80 grand overnight, I just couldn't resist. And so at that point in time, there was 100,000 token tier level that you had to have 100,000 tokens in order to be one of the top tiers in the Gains platform. And so my goal that day when it launched was, if it launched poorly, I was just going to buy the other 25,000 tokens. But it launched so amazingly that rather than spending, at 80 cents a token, 25,000 tokens would have cost me another, 20 grand. Instead of spending more money to buy more tokens, I just decided to sell a bunch of my tokens off, and I turned, $3,000 into, 80 grand in basically a couple, 2 or 3 days. From the time that I sent them my 3 grand to the time they went live to the time that I sold my tokens was just a very short period of time. Why do I tell you that? It's because you can make money in crypto faster than you can make money in just about any other business or endeavor in so many ways. It's so exciting. There's so much opportunity, folks. And part of these MicroCap Gem live streams are designed to help you open your mind to the possibilities, along with going to, along with finding the tokens that could be great investments for everybody. But a lot of it is mindset related. I know you get a lot of mindset on Monday, and then I weave it in on Tuesdays, and I can't help myself a little bit on Wednesdays either. Let me share my screen here real quick, and I want to show something with you, show you guys something here. I usually have this done ahead of time. I want to get off of this view because I don't love it. One of the things I don't like about my new setup is, in order for me to look over here at the comments and to look to get stuff done, there we go, add that to stage, there we go, is I have to turn sideways and you guys get to see my profile, the top of my head, all that bald. When you're looking at me straight on, you don't see the bald as much. But anyways, we're going to pull up CoinGecko. I still got a little bit to say, but one of the things that I want to help you guys do is be creative. And so there's a lot of different ways to make money in crypto, and there's a lot of different ways that you can do it while helping people. So I had several opportunities back in that bull market. Let me ask you a question. So serious question here. Let's say that you found a Corvette that was worth 100 grand. And because a unfortunate circumstance had happened, and maybe there had been a death in the family or something that had happened, you came across this Corvette and you bought it for 30 grand. So it's $100,000 Corvette. You got it for 30 grand. If you knew somebody that really wanted the Corvette, would you be being a bad guy if you sold them the Corvette for 100 grand? Just answer that question to yourself. And my contention is absolutely not. Like, what you paid for the Corvette is absolutely meaningless. It has no bearing on how much the Corvette is worth. Now, because you got a smoking deal and you got in it at, $20,000 or $30,000, would it be okay to maybe sell it for 80 or 90, give somebody a little bit of a discount? Yeah, absolutely. Well, opportunities like that happen all the time in crypto. One of the ways that I created my wealth back then was I didn't have a bunch of money. I came from, just a poker dealer. I was a poker dealer in Las Vegas, dealing at casinos like the Venetian and the Wynn. I mean, it was probably an $800 to $1,200 to $1,500 a week job on the really good weeks, but probably average it out. If you worked 40 hours, it was probably, in the ballpark of about $1,000 a week. So $4 grand a month, $48,000 a year. I wasn't, making 200 or 300 grand a year and investing that into crypto. So I had to find ways to create money to invest in crypto. So, one of the things that I did was I would get into different Telegram groups, and I got into this gains group. I got into a couple other groups, and I made some friends. So, I'll never forget, before crypto really took off in my life, I'd made $10,000 in a day one time. And that was because of my OTC channel. So I used to own an OTC group on Telegram where people would buy and sell tokens. And because there was no DEXs back then, I would be the middleman. They would send me their tokens. They would send me their private sale tokens or their, whatever token wasn't on an exchange yet. Somebody that wanted to buy that token would send me the Bitcoin or Ethereum or NEO. Back then was a big token, super cheap. We traded a lot of NEO. And once I got the tokens, I would make a switch, and I kept a percentage for like the escrow fee. And we had a token called NEX. It's not even an alive token anymore. I feel bad for all of the people that really were excited about it because it kind of died. It looked like it was going to be good, but long story short, this NEX token went live. They distributed it out, and everybody that had bought in the private sale got 1,000 of them. And some people had had figured out a way to create multiple wallets and had 10 or 20 or 30,000 of them. But I'll never forget selling these tokens. I want to say that they were selling, I forget, around $1, $2 a piece, something like that. So 1,000 tokens was say $2,000. And long story short, I did so much escrow in one 24-hour period of time that I made over $10,000 in escrow fees that day. And that was money that I used to buy crypto. That was money that I used to invest and create my portfolio. Something else that happened is I had a good friend call me and say, hey, I'm in a private group and we're buying like $200,000 worth of this private sale at 10 cents. It's going to list to the public. The final round is 40 cents. So we have an opportunity to get in this thing at 10 cents, and it's going to go public at 40 cents. How much of it do you want? Well, full transparency, I didn't have a ton of money when this phone call came in. So what did I do? I got resourceful. I took a look at this company's website. I got some good information on it. I was excited about it. And I started picking up the phone. Hey, Joe, man, I've got an opportunity to get into this private sale. It's going to go public at 40 cents. I can get you into it at 30 cents, blah, blah, blah. And, how much do you want? And the next thing I knew, guys, I literally had collected $40,000 within a few hours. And I called my buddy back and said, yeah, I'll take $10,000 worth of it. And I literally, it's already sold that $10,000 worth for 30, 40 grand. I don't remember exactly. I want to say that maybe it was a little bit more, but I remember I think that was my first $30,000 day. I made 30 grand in one day. And it was all because my mind was looking for opportunities. So many of us would have got that phone call and their immediate reaction would have been, gosh, I don't have any money. Thanks for calling me. And folks, what I'm trying to help you understand and create awareness is that there's opportunity everywhere. You just got to be looking for it. So just because I didn't have any money, or the other thing that some of you might have done is, well, hey, I don't have very much money, but I can probably scrape together a couple hundred or maybe $500 and get in on this private sale. And so, back in the beginning of my career, every time I invested in a private sale, I also told everybody that I knew about it and then marked it up. So if I was like, say I wanted to sell a $1 private sale token, I would tell everybody that I could get it for $1.20. And if they said, well, how much is it costing you? I would pretty much tell them, hey, that doesn't really matter. But if you really want to know, I'm paying $1. And they're like, well, why are you charging me $1.20? And I said, because I'm the one that's got the contacts and the credibility and can get in on the deal. You're not part of the private group. You don't know any of the people. You can't KYC. You don't hardly even know what a wallet is. A lot of these people were somewhat new to crypto. They wanted to invest, but they weren't super savvy. So you guys got to realize, crypto can be a business if you let it be. And there's absolutely nothing wrong, in my opinion, with you getting in on a private sale at $1 and selling it to your friends, your coworkers, your family, people that you care about, that you want to see make money, and sell it for $1.10, $1.15, $1.20. Full transparency, to this day, when I bring private sales to my community, I still charge a markup because I got to handle all of the money. I've got all of the responsibility. And then when the tokens get delivered, I got to send out the tokens every month for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months at some point in time. That reminds me, guys, I've got a couple of allocations of the Meta X seed. So Pablo Noodles and Tim and anybody else that got some Meta X seed, I need to get some more tokens distributed out to you. But I'm taking out on all the work. So long story short though, in a small manner, like today, I sell $25, $50, $100, $200,000 worth of private sale, and it's a lot of work. But right now, you guys could literally, when the private sale market heats back up, you could just even sell 1,000 or two and get yourself $400 or $500 worth of free tokens. If you had a 25% markup and you had two friends that both bought $1,000 each worth of the token, that would get you about $500 worth of the tokens for free. Well, let me ask you guys, how many times do you need to get $500 worth of tokens for free in order to make a bunch of money? Because guess what? You have the ability to do one of two things in that situation. You can literally just send 1,500 forward and have 500 for life. Or what I like to do, especially back then, was I would send the whole 2,000 forward and I would have $500 worth of tokens coming to me because, man, it's a beautiful thing to be free rolling, and you have an opportunity, for these tokens that you're getting basically for free for doing the work of explaining how it all works to other people and giving them the opportunity. You're basically having an opportunity for free to 10x, 20x, 50x, 100x your tokens. So I'm not exactly sure why this came to my mind today, but I think it's partially because the market is so rough right now. And I know that if you're anything like me, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, you never have enough money. You're always like, dude, everything's on sale today. I want to buy crypto. So you go spend all of your money and you got all your crypto bought, but then 2 weeks later, there's another sale or there's another new token. We got Deadwood coming into the channel talking about Plume or whatever. Hey, Deadwood is here. Good. I'm excited, Deadwood. I want to show off your Twitter post from yesterday. And I was actually considering, I don't know if you would want to come on to the show for a minute, but if you're open, I can invite you, send you the invite link on Discord. And if you want to pop into the stream, you don't have to turn your camera on if you don't want to, just have your audio. But I would love to have you, maybe tell us a little bit about, the Plume token and this tweet that you put out yesterday. I was mentioning the other day that I would love to have some people, some of you, ride or dies that are such an integral part of the channel come on with me every once in a while. So, Deadwood, if you're not too shy and it's okay with you, I'd love to send you an invite link and have you come onto the stream for a minute, and let's talk about Plume, and then let's talk about this multiply for a minute or two. If you're game, let me know in the chat. If you don't want to do it, I understand, no worries. But man, if you can and want to, that would be fantastic. But folks, so open up your mind to the different ways. I was, somebody was saying that resources aren't the problem. Your resourcefulness is what's the challenge. Don't be worried about the resources that you don't have. Just worry and work on how you can become more resourceful. And so, folks, that's what I did back during that first bull market. I guarantee you, if I hadn't ever, created extra money through my OTC group, if I hadn't created some extra money through, selling private sales, to my network, I definitely wouldn't have probably gotten to the point that I got to during the last bull market. And I definitely wouldn't have made a lot of the connections that I made. I've got some really good, incredible connections. Like the Gains guys are still good friends of mine. And I still am part of their platform. I still talk about them. They're incredible guys to have in my corner. And, the whole reason that they're there is because, 4 years ago now, I got in on their private sale and I was using them. My OTC group is what introduced me to the guy that got me into the Gains group. A guy named John, oh man, I can't think of his full name, but John something or other. He was part of my OTC group. And then when Dexys came along and OTC kind of disbanded, well, then he's the one that invited me into this private sale group. He's currently, as far as I know, he's an admin of another group called Black Dragon, BD token, that also brings private sales to their community. You have to KYC. They don't accept U.S. customers, so I kind of got away from that platform because of that. But, overall, he's done some amazing things from his network. I don't know. I guess Deadwood is not I don't know if he's not listening, if he just said hi and then muted his phone or had to hop off or something, but we might just have to get into this without Deadwood. What else do we got going on here in the chat? We got Pablo Noodles, good morning. We got Pit Bear, hey, congratulations on winning $25. Greg, hey, Greg, how you doing, my friend? I hope you are doing fantastic. Welcome. Joe B, good to have you. And Pablo says, darn it, phone call. I'll catch up in a bit. Welcome. That's fine. No problem. What do we got going on here? We got ourselves, I am strong hands. I have switched some profits into BFI, BTC-FI narrative. I think the Bitcoin ecosystem will have a massive run. Man, it's hard to argue with that. In fact, one of the tokens that we're going to be talking about today and that I'm actually doing a interview, which reminds me, folks, we're going to go through these tokens fairly quickly because I've got an interview in an hour and a half. So I want to be done. I want to be done with this live stream by the top of the hour so that I have an hour in between to get ready for that live stream and to be ready to roll and prepared for it. So with that, for those of you that are on the live stream, right now we're going to be doing another live stream at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to be talking about a token called Hash Rate Hackers here. This is their Twitter. but it's mining powered ordinals getting ready to launch on February 25th of 2025. So this thing is getting ready to launch in less than a week. And we're going to go over it, show you how you could potentially get in on the private sale. And if you can't get in on the private sale, how you can buy it once it launches. But I think that this is an exciting project, and it's followed by Ordinals Bot, who is a company that we met out in Tennessee at Bitcoin 2024 that also has an incredible token, an incredible relationship. And when I messaged my friend Toby from Ordinals Bot and asked him if he knew about the hash rate hackers, he said absolutely, and he had nothing but amazing things to say about them. So I'm super excited for this interview. Once again, that's in an hour and a half at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 2 p.m. Eastern. The stream is actually already sitting there. So, you know, once again, like I showed you guys the other day, if you go here and you go to the live videos, you can see it sitting right here. All you got to do is hit this notify button and it will notify you. Don't trust your memory to remember something that's happening in an hour and a half. You definitely will forget. So hit this, hit your notifications and be ready here. Bitcoin mining powered by Ordinals, hash rate hackers, and excited to do a $100 giveaway with them today. Deadwood, welcome back, man. A minute ago, I was talking about your tweet that you sent out and then this multiply website that it takes you to. And I wanted to invite you to come onto the stream if you've got a minute. You can leave your camera off if you want. Just turn your sound on. But I'd love to shoot you an invite into Discord and have you pop on into the stream, and let's talk about Plume, and let's talk about this multiply for a minute, if you don't mind. Would you be willing to hop onto the stream for a minute? Hopefully he's still listening. The last time I asked, he didn't say anything. I don't know if he's just being shy, or if he's being shy, or he's just not hearing me. He might be coming in and out. I know a lot of times he's working in the morning, and he may or may not be able to hop on. So while I wait for him to give me an answer and stuff, let's get into it. Let's go over here to the CoinGecko, and we're going to look at Plume, which is a token we looked at for a minute last week. But in this sea of tokens that is doing, you know, for the most part, let's just go back to here. And you can see here, if you're looking at the 7-day chart, down 1%, up 1%, 1.9, up 8.4, but up 0, up 2.8, or excuse me, down 2.8, down 12, down 2, down 2. Most tokens have gotten relatively crushed off here in this top, 25, top 50 over the last week. There's been a couple of outliers, but when you look at, I'm in and out. Okay, so you can't hop on the channel today, right, Deadwood? Maybe we'll plan that in advance. It'd probably be better to have you guys ready to hop on the channel in advance. But if you wanted to hop on for a quick minute or two, talk about Plume and and talk about this multiply, I would be interested. I wanted to hear from you, Deadwood, because I went ahead and used your referral link, and it looks like I've got 54.22 orbs based on my activity and balance on BNB and Ethereum chain, but I don't know what to do. It says expires in 5 days. I'm not exactly sure what I got to do here, if I need to make a deposit. I was hoping that you might have a little bit of insight for me and all of the viewers today on what we need to do to take advantage of this. So Plume, we'll go back to Plume here though. But, Plume is sitting here at up 18% for the last 7 days, 7.7% in just the last 24 hours. So had you went and bought some Plume last week when we were talking about it, you would be already up a pretty decent little significant chunk. If we go out here to the 7-day chart, you see that you could have been buying this down at around 12 cents. you can get here, you know, the right around 12 cents. So you would have, that's not, well, I guess that is, this is just here. This is, there we go. We go out to the 1 month chart here. You can see that just back on February 9th. So it's a little further than, no, February, I mean, today's what, the 19th? So right about a week ago. So it would have been what, the 12th? So we go to the 12th here. Yeah, you could have got it right around, you know, 10, 11 cents. So anyways, that just just goes to show you that a lot of the tokens that are brought to us by our community members are exciting tokens. Let's run over to, yeah, so, you know, Deadwood got in here at 10.5, it says. You got in at 10.5, so that's a nice little, you know what, he needs it to be up to 15, little over 15, between 15 and 16 to be up 50%, and it's already up at, you know, over 14.81. And, you know, and it's still, I mean, it's got a relatively decent market cap. It's at 295 million. But for a lot of these tokens that are taking off, that's certainly not, you know, a massive market cap that where there's not still a lot of X's still available. The other thing I like about this token is they didn't mess around. This token's just been out for a few weeks, but it's already on HTX, KuCoin, Bybit, Gate, MEXC. Like, it literally can be bought on just about any exchange that you have access to for the most part. And so this is part of the reason I was wishing, Deadwood, that you could actually come onto the channel, is because it sounds like, from what I saw here, that you came across this, or it's partnering up with Plume. So yeah, here we go. So Plume Network is partnering up with Multiply.fi, bringing yield to all tokenized assets in the real world with Plume Network. So part of the reason that you found this, was because of your relationship with Plume. So something else that I want to do, man, is I always believe in rewarding I can't even talk today. I believe in rewarding my ride or dies. You guys that are here with me all the time. I didn't go and create a referral code myself and post it in the group. This is Deadwood's referral code. And I did it yesterday. You can see here on my screen, you know, that I got 53. I connected my wallet. My wallet's connected over here. I've got 55 orbs coming. Folks, if you have used a MetaMask wallet and you've been on Ethereum, been on BNB chain, click on this link and go connect your wallet and see if you have any of these orbs coming. And then we're going to get Deadwood on here real soon to give us a little bit better explanation. Maybe he can, you know, post it. What did he say here? You know, saw it posted and snagged the opportunity that instant. I believe RWA will be massive. Well, I agree with you. And I think everybody that's watching this channel agrees that real world assets are going to be massive, not only during this bull run, but just for the rest of life. Like, I know if you go here, I did a video. It's been a little while now. Let's see if I can find it, man. This is way back at Bitcoin, during Bitcoin 2025 or 2024, excuse me. Here we go. Gary Cardone. We are going to digitize planet Earth. Here, I'm going to give you guys a quick, I'm not going to make you watch it, but I just want to pull up the link here. I'm going to share this link with you guys. This is not from Brad Varnell. This is not from Infinite Crypto. This is from Gary Cardone, Grant Cardone's twin brother. And he talks about the digitization of planet Earth and how more and more the digitization of planet Earth is taking place. So real world assets, 100%. Deadwood is right on the bullseye that they are going to be massive, but they're going to be massive for a long time to come. So I don't know much about this multiply, but let's see if so it's app.multiply.fi, and then you've got the referral. But if you just back out the referral part and you want to, and you were just to look at this company, it's app.multiply.fi. And this is a company that I believe we need to take a closer look at. We need to figure out when it's launching. I'm assuming there's no token yet. Let's go take a look. I'll type multiply in here, and I don't think we're going to get anything to come up. I don't think it's got a token yet. Yeah, we don't. Did I type that in right? Multiply. Yeah, it looks like I typed it in right. So something's coming with this token. So we want to know about it. And once again, thank you, Deadwood. That's the power of this channel, is Deadwood found Plume, and then Deadwood found this multiply because of his, due diligence and, reaching into the ecosystem for Plume and checking it out. Something else, folks, I would love for you guys to go follow each other. Like if you're on Twitter, you should be following each other. Let's get together and be following each other and keeping an eye on what we are all up to. Since nobody else has said anything in the group, let's go here. We got Polytrade might be one to research, as it's an RWA under $17 million. Oh yeah, Deadwood, I am. I want the Zoom call. Let me grab you the link. I'm gonna pop the link into. Let me pop the link into Discord here real quick for you, Deadwood. And if you want to hop on, man, I would love to have you come on and let's talk for a couple of minutes. Oh, where'd it go here? I know you're right here somewhere. You should be right at the top of this. Why am I not seeing our conversation, Deadwood? Oh, here we go. Let me take this and pop it over here so that not everybody in the channel can see the old referral link. So if you go click on that link, Deadwood, that will pop you into the StreamYard, and I can bring you up on the screen and we can talk a little bit more about this. Yeah, I didn't see that. So awesome, man. I'll be watching for you when you get in. We'll have ourselves a little chat. So everybody, you get a special little special show today with Deadwood joining us from the great Pacific Northwest. And so anyways, folks, we don't have to go through a lot of tokens to find some incredible value, though. So even just this one token right here, Plume, along with this multiply, if that's all we talked about today, you might end up in a position where, you made some really big money just by being on the channel today and learning about this. But while we're here, let's pull up Polytrade. So Polytrade here. It's sitting, as he said, it's down at about a $15 million market cap. It looks like it's on Ethereum, and then you can also get it on BNB, Arbitrum, and Polygon. So you got lots of choices there. Thank you, Tim. I'm always forgetting. I don't know how many people have been watching, but man, that like button is important, and I really appreciate each and every one of you that hit that for me. It really helps the YouTube algorithm. It really helps our content get pushed out to new viewers. And, it's one of the reasons that we have so many new people showing up in the chat. So thank you very much for that. Hopefully Deadwood isn't having too much trouble figuring out how to get onto StreamYard. But Polytrade looks like, I like the fact that we can buy it on a lot of different networks so we can keep our fees down if we want to use DEXs. It looks like we can also get it on a lot of top exchanges. You get it on KuCoin, Mexi, and Gate. So you can definitely check that out and buy this very easily. Let us see what Polytrade Finance is. He mentioned that it's an RWA token. Yeah, I mean, the home of RWAs. Find, buy, trade, and leverage across 10 plus change and 5,000 plus RWAs on the largest RWA marketplace. Interesting, Deadwood. I swear, Deadwood, you come up with some amazing, amazing tokens. You should probably have your own YouTube channel, brother. Look at this. I mean, spreading wealth across assets, car loans, trade finance, real estate. This is what I was talking about, a day or two ago when I was talking about mass adoption. And so one of the things that I'll while we're waiting for Deadwood that I want to bring up, I like the looks of this token already, but one of the things that I want to talk about real quick is we talked about a couple of days ago, like, is the bull market over? And I want to let you guys know that I'm going all in on the fact that it's not. Everything that I see over the last couple of months gets me excited for what I believe is ready to come. So this is not financial advice, but if I'm wrong, I know that I'll be able to recover. I also know that there's going to be an altcoin season. I don't know if it's going to be in the next 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. I believe with all of my heart it will be. But the other thing that I know is if I get invested in these tokens and I keep pumping money into cryptocurrency, and it takes 2, 3, 4, 5 more years for some reason for it to just totally blast off, I'm still going to be way better off than if I had decided to take a break and just kind of get out of the market. There we go. I hear him. Let's get him added to stage here. And then we'll get over here to, hey, there he is. Good morning, Deadwood. Can you hear me okay? Let him get his mic turned on. But what I was saying, guys, is that I'm going all in, and I believe that we have an absolutely massive altcoin season coming. I think that all of the people that are starting to get worried and scared and afraid and that are starting to become negative and believe that this bull market is over, that's exactly, they got you right where they want you. And that's exactly what the elite and the people that want to keep their thumb on us are doing and manipulating the market. But in my opinion, and I'm willing to bet everything that I got on it, we're going to have a massive altcoin season here in 2025. And obviously, Deadwood, I think you somewhat agree with me, right? Because it sounds like you're still actively working hard to find new tokens and find new money and get things invested, right? You might need to unmute yourself, buddy. Cannot hear you. Well, while we're waiting for him to, figure it out, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that was just that, if you're wondering where I'm at on the fence, if I'm on, the fence of, hey, we're bull market's over, it's time to tuck our tails in between our legs and just kind of, move on and, revisit this in a few years after the next Bitcoin halving. Or if I'm still all in on the fact that we are right smack dab in the middle of this bull market, well, that's now I am wholeheartedly believe that we're smack dab right in the middle of it, that we're going to see, $150,000, $200,000, $250,000 Bitcoin, and we're going to see some incredible upswing in the altcoin markets in the not too distant future. I say, by the end of the year to give myself a little bit of room. But if I was really pressed on it, I really believe that March, April, May are probably going to be incredible months in the cryptocurrency space. I don't think we're going to have to wait. I know some people that think it's going to be November, December, October, somewhere in that ballpark. But I personally believe that March, April, and May are going to be absolutely incredible for us. So he ain't saying anything in the chat, and he ended up popping off the stream, so I'm not 100% sure. So let's go back over here to this view and take a closer look at this poly trade. So visit marketplace. I'm curious to see what happens if you want to visit the marketplace. So not a whole lot here on the marketplace. It says home, token hub, asset hub, login. Oh, I see. It needed to load a little bit here. But yeah, RWAs are definitely going to be huge. And so, poly trade, it's interesting. I love stocks, real estate, A lot of different stuff already here. So I'm definitely interested in learning, more about this token. And if we go back over here to CoinGecko, we can see here that this thing was over $3 back in April when Bitcoin made its last run in 2024 and peaked up at like $73,000. This was a $3 token. So it's down 87. Here he goes. Let's try again. It's down 87% from its all-time high. All right, Devil, let's get you added to stage. Are you there, buddy? I can hear some static, but I can't hear your voice. It's weird. There should, you got a little button down in the corner and unmute your mic, but you shouldn't have been muted in the first place. You should have just been able to talk. So I'm not quite sure why we're having trouble hearing you. But if you can hear me, I want to thank you again for another token here. $15 million market cap. That's pretty special. I love low market cap coins. This is the MicroCap Gem live stream. So, well, folks, maybe we'll be more prepared and ready for next week. So I'll start lining up. So guys, if you would like to come on to the channel and be a special guest and maybe, go back and forth with me for 5 or 10 minutes about a token and really be able to, tell us why you believe in it, what you like about it, and, and why you're excited about it. Feel free to, to reach out to me, DM me. I'm only going to have people that I know very well, people that are part of my inner circle and that I have a relationship with, at least to start with, because I know what's going to happen if I don't vet and I don't, basically screen the people that are coming on. I'm going to have a bunch of people from meme coins and scam tokens and all sorts of crazy things that are going to try to get on and get their 5 minutes of fame and get their token promoted. And that's not going to happen. That's not what this is about. This is about me and my core team, my core nucleus of ride or die people that I know well, that I've spoken to off camera and have relationship with. They're going to be invited to come onto the stream at some point in time. Maybe we'll open it up to a wider range. But yeah, if any of you guys want to get onto the channel, Mr. Tim, Eric, Dave P, Deadwood, Greg Nowak. There's a lot of you on here that I feel pretty good about, having on the channel and that I would definitely enjoy having. We did have a question here. I wanted to, Dana says, please check Polkadot. So yeah, I'll take a quick look at Polkadot for you, but in general, that's not even close to, a microcap gem. Like we're talking about, it's not even in the, couple 100 million. We're talking about a token that's up in the multi-billions. And so, I'll take a quick peek at it for you though. The thing about Polkadot is it's kind of had, some bad press. There's a lot of people that think, it's a dead token. It's got a $7.5 billion market cap. But, this is a token that I've talked about many times on the Trader Tuesdays. I love trading this token with 5 or 10x leverage because it's one of the first tokens when Bitcoin rebounds, it always rebounds. Like if you go back and look at this 3-month chart, you can see here where it was just $12 not that long ago, 11 going on $12 not that long ago. But before that, back here in November, it was all the way down at 6 and even lower. If you just go back a little bit further on this chart, it was all the way back down in the 4s. So it loves to run from, around $4 all the way up to $10, $11, $12. And then it's been coming back down to this $4 range. I still believe if you go to polkadot.com, I still believe that they're doing a lot of work and there's a lot of things going on. And, in this day and age right now, we've got AI and we've got real world assets. That doesn't look like it wanted to pop up. There's Deadwood one more time. Let me see if we can get him onto the screen.
I might
Deadwood,
be
are
here
you
now.
Hey, there he is.
Hey, here we
Welcome,
go.
my friend.
Good morning, sir. How you doing today?
I am fantastic. So let's pop over here to this view. I appreciate you being here. And so, what do you want to tell us about Plume, and what do you know about this multiply.fi?
Well, multiply.fi I just got into last night. I just had found it, and what I was doing was I was going through and I was reading all the daily Plume posts. I am really heavily following Plume because I'm trying to get I was trying to get a larger amount of bags in Ondo, and then once I saw that Ondo and Plume had done a partnership amongst each other, it really drew my attention over to it. Now, Plume had an airdrop that came in the beginning, so I personally waited, and I watched it go up to, 20 some odd cents, and then it came back down. That's why I jumped in at 10. Looking at the real world asset and RWA-FI, which what Plume is calling their side, I definitely see a progression coming in the market. I don't know if you've taken the time to sit down, or any of the other viewers have taken the time to go over to Ondo Finance's website or webpage on YouTube. But if you get into their channel and start looking at some of the videos directly, they're telling us where everything's going to go. They've got the banks there. They've got World Liberty Finance there. They've got LINQ there. They've got all the big players. They're sitting on the stage during the summit, and they're telling us where we're going and what we're going to do. But they're not giving us a real timeline quite yet. So we can speculate, however many years we want to say, 1 year to 10 years. But we all know that when we're looking at finances, if we're looking at the progression for the markets, man, it sure would have been good to have been in on Microsoft or Hewlett Packard back in beforehand. So if we're getting in early, I'm thinking there's going to be some huge money coming in. Now, watching the Ondo Summit last night, I got into the one with the bankers, and they were talking about how much, as far as assets were going to be coming in and how much money they were planning on coming in the future years. And they're talking over 100 trillion to be coming into the RWA assets class.
Did you say 100 trillion?
Yes, sir. If you get down into the one that was, I posted it last night talking about banking on it's on Ondo's YouTube page. So you'll have to go over to YouTube and bring up Ondo Finance. Go directly to them. Don't go to anybody's channel giving you their opinion. Go to the horse. Listen to Mr. Ed tell you what he's going to do. But I'm looking at the amount of money that's going in there. Then I'm looking at our market cap now on the entire market's 3.3 trillion. The amount of growth that we're talking about that's potentially going to be coming into the market is absolutely astronomical. Just go to Ondo Finance. Don't bother trying to look through all the BS, because you're going to see 10,000 videos there. It becomes a pain.
I'm trying to find Ondo Finance, but when I typed in Ondo Finance here, it just brought up all this other stuff.
Let me see. I might be able to go over to my profile and just directly link you over to it, because I posted. But like I said, there's an incredible amount of money coming into the market. We all know that everybody's waiting for clarity and regulations of future digital assets and crypto policies on YouTube. Let's see. Let me get you the name of the. I'm gonna link you. Let's see.
Definitely no shortage of influencers making videos about it.
No, everybody's wanting to. I mean, we're looking at a huge market cap on it, granted, and then it's got a large amount of coins that are there. There you go. Let's see. Did I burn it? I'm trying here. Let's see. Copy. Where are you at?
What was it what was it, Ondo? What was it called at Ondo Crypto Summit?
Yes. Let me see here. I'm gonna be bringing you. Let's see. You would be looking up. It would be Ondo Finance. There's 368 subscribers. The last video I posted was called "Red, White, and Blockchain: The Clarity Coming to Regulations." Let's see. Let me copy the page and try to just DM it directly to you.
Red, white, and what? Blue?
Let's see. It would be Red, White, and Blockchain.
Oh, red, white, and blockchain.
Let's see. And
here we go. This might be it. Red, white, and blockchain. Is clarity coming to regulation?
yeah, I believe you're on my phone. I can't see the. Yeah. Okay. Now, once you get into this,
369 now. All right, and then Ondo Finance. Okay, so folks, for those of you, it's at Ondo Finance. I'm not sure why none of their videos popped up. I guess it's because they don't have a ton of subscribers and stuff yet. So you're saying this is a great resource and a great way to kind of, old Wayne Gretzky always said that the reason that he was so great was because he didn't go to where the puck was. He went to where the puck was going to be. And it sounds like you are saying that this YouTube channel might be a great way to kind of be ahead of the curve and figure out where things are heading before they actually get there.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I sat down and I've watched YouTube and I scour X all the time. I'm watching all their posts coming up from Ondo and I'm watching all the posts come up from Plume. And I'm constantly trying to dig there. And then when we're looking at YouTube, like you just saw there, when you brought up trying to bring up their videos, you got 100 different videos of different people. So they're all telling me opinions. I don't want to hear the opinion. It's just like watching mainstream media news. I don't want to hear what your opinion is. I will go to the man that we elected and listen to him tell me what directly. That's what I did into the prior bit. So for me to follow a narrative, I am very stubborn and bullheaded. I don't want to accept what somebody's telling me that's a third party. I want to go over to the person telling me the direct information. With them being there, that Ondo Summit, the amount of people that they had there was astronomical. And like I said, take the time. Even if you go and you put it on 2x speed so you're listening to it in a hurried rate, you're not spending a half hour, 45 minutes per video. You're still getting that data in there. And then, like I said, when I heard them say over $100 trillion worth of actual assets out there in the world that they're planning in the future years to be coming into the RWA market, that's astronomical. We're only sitting at 3.3 trillion on the entire market right now. I mean, yes. Good Lord, that's going to make the .com era look like a speed bump.
Right. Absolutely.
But yeah,
awesome.
And
definitely appreciate what's that?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, sir. I apologize for it taking so long. But with Plume, Plume was the other. Yes, sir.
No. You go ahead. I'm just listening.
Okay, with the Plume side of it, they would just come out here a few weeks ago. They're 3 weeks old technically right now. They announced their partnership with Ondo, and right off the bat, they started plugging the Ondo Summit and then started doing their work. They are grabbing some of the biggest partnerships I've seen. Now, do understand that I take partnerships as a grain of salt. I don't think a partnership is validity in them saying that we are going to utilize this and we are using this. It's more of a saying, okay, we're going to utilize your guidelines and maybe some of your code, and we'll incorporate that together. We'll work together. But it's not saying, they're jumping right on the bandwagon. So I watch and kind of, I guess, how do you say that? You try to look for the traps everywhere you go in life. But like I said, I'm just looking at it. It's 3 weeks old. There's not a whole lot of money into it yet. And their partnerships and the businesses that are looking at them are massive. Then I look at Ondo being the corporate side. Ondo is going to be all of your big money, your corporations that are wanting to get in there. You're going to have to be institutional to get inside of Ondo to do the financial investing that you really want to do. Now, Plume is the retail side of this. They're really going after the retail side and also trying to integrate some of the features that Ondo has. When you look at the tokenomics, you kind of see the parallel right off the bat between Ondo and Plume. So we have speculation that this could be like another run of, who would I say? We would be like Aerodrome and Velodrome, where we're seeing a copy of one resources over to the other one. This chain's going to take off. Maybe this will follow. Speculation, but there's a lot of hope. But yeah, you have that, and then Polytrade. Excuse me, Polytrade. I've been watching since it was over $3, and I really feel like it's an opportunity since the poly market has been beat down pretty badly. There's good gains that could come in it. Poly market, Polygon takes off, well, then that's going to end up taking your poly market and bringing it up along with it. The RWA finance takes off. I really feel like Polytrade has a huge amount of room to grow, but we're still in that speculation stage because we've watched, excuse me, a couple of dips coming in off of Polytrade here recently. Let's see, we'll take it out 3-month view. Yeah, we've been on a steady down grind since right at the beginning of December. We hit 86 cents there and just kind of dipped back down into the 30s. 33 cent was the low. We're at 38. I mean, 33 to 38 cent. It's a good place to accumulate a few bucks worth.
I agree.
And let's see, what was our highest point that we ended up seeing on it? Just under $3. You've got what, about 8x?
According to CoinGecko, it's 303.
I mean, yeah. So, and right there, you've got a good margin to come back up there. You've almost got a 10x just to reach all-time high. We go back to January 2022, we see that we were $1.81 for the high, and then you were just over $1. I'll be honest with you, I'd like to end up taking profits on this, probably about $3, $3.50. That's awesome. Where I would really end up paying.
Yeah, I agree. This is a great find. I appreciate you bringing it to us. And we do got to hop off of here pretty quick, but I do want to ask you, so all I did so far on this multiply was just connect my wallet. So in order to actually get these orbs, I have to make a deposit?
From what I'm gathering there, they want us to have $100 on the deposited on there, kind of like we did with the Blast network with our Ethereum, putting a little bit on there. I think it's mainly what I believe that we're doing when we see these are they're wanting to get money on chain to show that they're having real world use. People are utilizing it, and there's assets coming into it. There's money flowing coming in. So the more we end up doing that, the more the chain looks like it has validity to the rest of the world, and we go from there. I'm not passing up on
$100 or however much I decide to deposit. I'll actually get some more orbs too.
Yes, sir. You end up, if you read down on there, you'll end up getting 10 orbs for the $100 deposit, but the holding of that $100 deposit gets you an additional 10% per day. That's the big thing is, you're gaining an additional 10% on your orbs earnings there. And then with your referral link, you'll also be earning orbs as well. What it is to come in the long run, I don't know, but I'm trying to get into it with the hope that maybe an airdrop or whatever happened to Plume comes my way again. I'm not chasing meme coins. I'm not chasing layer 3s and layer 2s right now. I'm trying to go for the utility. Oh, thank you, Dave P. I appreciate that. Sorry, I saw Dave P's comment pop up.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. That's why I put it up there. Well, guys, I think we're going to have to call it a day. We're down to, I got an interview now with this hash rate hackers, Mason from Hash Rate Hackers, in less than an hour. Excited, to share this with you guys. Hopefully most of you can make it on, and hopefully, a few of you will win part of that $100 giveaway. So thank you, Deadwood, for coming on to the show. Thank all of you for watching. Have an incredible rest of your day, and hopefully we'll see you here in about 45 minutes.
Thank you, sir.
You bet, guys. Take care. Bye-bye for now.